Is the US prepared for its empire to go the way of the British Empire as its client states revolt against the IMF, World Bank, CIA interference, as it's now widely being described as openly?
Well, I think the United States now is going through a period of what I would call schizophrenia. On the one hand, you have the traditional foreign policy community, what we call the blob, if you will, and they're still committed to American hegemony. They're still committed to a world anchored by the dollar and anchored by American military power, which still, after all, remains unchallenged, even though its superiority is waning over time. And then you have the MAGA movement that Trump at least seemingly heads, which has kind of said, been there, done that. This is not our problem anymore. In fact, you have a line in the 2025 national security strategy that says very explicitly, we are done being the atlas of the world. We are going back to the Monroe Doctrine. We're going to focus on the Western Hemisphere. And Donald Trump as a candidate, and when he first came to office, basically said, hey, we're going to look to our allies in Europe and in Asia and the Middle East to carry their own water. This is not fair to us. No longer are we going to fight these forever wars that don't produce much good. The problem is that Trump himself has fallen into the same dark hole as his predecessors, launching a war in the Middle East that is not proving to be very effective in achieving its goals. And so in that sense, I really think we're seeing a tug of war here, an America that, if you will, does not know its own mind. And that is in part because the domestic political situation has fractured. There used to be a bipartisan centrist coalition behind a steady American role in the world. That coalition, that center is no longer in existence. And that's why I think you see the United States oscillating between two incompatible visions of its role in the world.